just like the sound of it.
We rolling. Got the big bands busting. We rolling. We rolling. We rolling. We smoking a stogie. 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 Big bands up, got the big band bucks. Got a big ass nigga come put in my gut. Got a hefty ass bag just chilling in the cut. All this weed, but I like the stogie blood. Running through the dirt, you can call me monster truck. Middle fingers up, now my single fuck you. Press the bitch, not super fuck. Funny like Chris, and I get it like this. I'm super tuck. Grab your weed, your cash and dreams. That's all I need. For my stogie, please, you a Doberman. And I'm a beast, I'm in the streets, just killing beats. EEGs, that's a fucking team. Big bands busting, got a scale you don't touch. Got the big grams coming out, shoot you with a musket. Teared up from top to bottom, from bottom to top. I have no problems, cause you got a lot. My city dark, you call it Gotham. I'm the bad bitch, I don't
just like this.
Big grams busting, got the big grams coming. Gotta kick it with the hustle. I'm a big ass bitch, I don't need a fucking muzzle. My stogie dank my handy gone. I need a drink. We rolling. We smoking a stogie. 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 We smoking one. We smoked one earlier. Smoke another one.
Smoke another one. Right in the middle of this if we can. Roll one up right now. What's up? Welcome to Prolific Profiles. This is episode number 2, and we have the lovely BeartrixKiddo in the house.
What up?
Thank you for coming by today. Appreciate you and your awesome performance.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me this afternoon.
It's kind of like a replay a little bit because we already had you at one of our other podcasts, like a prototype.
Oh yeah, for the Friday Night Lights.
We had that show with Rhymester over there. Shout out Rhymester. And though I was talking about the one with what's it called, Familiar Faces, when we were doing that with Essay and stuff.
Familiar Faces. That's
right.
the one.
Yeah, that's when we had you earlier. We did that live, and we never really released the episode. So I'm like, I need to get all these people back on here, and I need to get the episodes official now. So I'm like, put your face out there, put some new fresh work out there, and yeah, glad to have you back.
Oh, thank you for having me. Like I said,
how do you like the new setup?
I love it. I was just gonna say I really like it. It's pretty dope. Like I said, it makes the space look bigger. It's more festive for Halloween and shit. Looks awesome. Looks dope as hell.
I don't know. I like Halloween, so I definitely had to show us for my favorite holiday. Do you have any ideas for what you're doing this Halloween?
Well, this year I won't be taking my daughter trick-or-treating, so I'll probably just be working, honestly, this Halloween.
Are you going to be working in a costume?
No, I'm not going to be working
Why not?
in a costume. I am BeartrixKiddo, but that's it. That's as far as I'm going to go, like, this year. I've been dressing up for, like, too much. I think I'm just going to take, like, a little chill on it.
BeartrixKiddo always in a costume every day, basically, right? Well, for people that don't know, this is BeartrixKiddo. She is a rapper. She is a mother. She is a model. I wanted to say to the people in your own words, who is BeartrixKiddo?
BeartrixKiddo. Well, BeartrixKiddo is a savage rapper. BeartrixKiddo ain't afraid to say what's on her mind. BeartrixKiddo ain't afraid to be BeartrixKiddo at the end of the day. I like my music, I like to, I take great pride in just like, putting my craft together and just coming across everything like to a point where I feel like I am in complete control of my own music, and that makes me like feel really good. I know what I want, and I know how I want myself to sound too as an artist.
So Kiddo is a very confident human being, it sounds like. I know you got this name from a certain character, right?
Yeah, it's from Kill Bill. BeartrixKiddo, she played the bride.
Right.
She was like basically
that's like the confidence behind her, the kind of reason you got the name? Oh yeah, because
she's like a warrior. She's like a fighting force. She's like straight savage, and plus it's like one of my favorite movies, and she's one of my favorite,
right.
actresses.
And you even got
too.
her colors on you right now, like
actually, yeah.
Loki, did you plan to do that or no?
No, I didn't.
It's just within me, Kill Bill.
This is the shirt I had. I'm gonna pop it on to some shit. So.
Right, it's just within you all the time. Already dressing like the original BeartrixKiddo everywhere she goes. Like I said earlier, BeartrixKiddo always in a fucking Halloween costume every day. Not just Halloween.
BeartrixKiddo today, tomorrow. Yes.
You love movies, it sounds like, right? You even have a tattoo, it seems. Let's see that. Let's get an up close picture of a shot of that tattoo. Super bad right there. What do you got there?
That is Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction, and it is
Pulp
a
Fiction.
film wheel representing, just like my love for films.
And she was also Kiddo as well, right?
Yeah, she's Uma Thurman. She was BeartrixKiddo.
Dang, man. It's
Big
all
Quentin
coming
Tarantino
together.
lover. Big Quentin Tarantino lover. Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
Oh my God, it's so hard to pick. Shit. I would have to say Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is like it's really, if you pay attention to the whole film in itself, like it's so poetic if you follow if you really follow it through. So
yeah, from the different kind of cutscenes in between, like you go from one area to another to another. It's
yeah,
wild.
and like the storyline, I mean the like how you view like the movie is just like chopped up in like different parts. And it's just like one starts like at the end basically, and then the beginning is just like a whole different other scene. It's all over the place writing, but it's good writing. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I seem to see that lacking in movies these days, don't you think?
It's a lack of creativity.
Right.
I think of just.
I think we were talking about that earlier. There's a bunch of like remakes coming out and stuff.
People make the remakes, I feel like, just to make some money. Just like like nobody's really into like putting the true spirit behind where the classic came from. You know what I mean? To kind of honor it. It's really hard to like capture that, like unless like you can really capture that.
I think the last remake I saw was a Halloween, and I was like, damn. I mean, Rob Zombie, respect to your art and fucking music and shit, but I like the originals for sure. They're much more creepier. They have that creepier vibe than just the pop out and scare kind of stuff.
The subtlety like of a person just like standing, or the subtlety of some presence, like even captured like alone in a film, is like. It's eerie. It could shake you at like any like it could give you any feeling. It depends on like that type of vibe that you pull out, and especially like with a horror movie like Halloween, just a standalone presence. They call him the Shape. Even they didn't even call him Michael Myers like in the credits. Like
credit to Mustafa Kha, that director. Rest in peace to that guy.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's crazy how he died.
Yeah, right. He died in a fucking wedding, like at a terrorist attack.
Yeah,
it was bombed and. Now there's no more Halloween movies. Like his talent's gone. It's like that's crazy. The coincidences that happen are unfortunate. What's your favorite directors? You would say, aside from Quentin Tarantino, we know that's your favorite.
Yeah,
you got
that's the.
Uma Thurman
I was gonna
out here.
say it was gonna be him, but
I know a favorite for me would be like Martin Scorsese. He's really dope. He's a
very
dope guy
good.
too.
He's very. I want to say Martin Scorsese is a really good one. I like James Cameron. I like his epicness. I think he's pretty decent. James Cameron. Who else is not a bad? Like there's an actual actor who's actually not a bad director too.
I know I was thinking about like Key and Peele. They were actors and directors and shit.
Yeah, that man, like he writes horror movies.
Yeah, that's wild how he like. I saw him like when I was a kid, laughing at his like videos on YouTube, and now he's
he could take you from like. It's crazy because like horror like students they talk about like the horror film students, like they talk about how comedy is so tough, like you know what I mean, like to capture like on film is just like because everything's so tense. But with the horror movie, like when you make a horror movie, one person dies, blood gets spilled out, it's fun, it's a good time, everybody's like laughing and stuff like that. It's just like they say like comedies are like kind of one of the most toughest like films to tackle.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that are definitely bringing back more of the narrative aspect and original aspect and directing back and stuff. Because like before, like we said, there's a bunch of remakes going on, and there's like just not original like stories going on at all. But like back to like Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino, they don't always just come out with just like the movies with like crazy visuals and crazy explosives and stuff, but they have like crazy dialogue. I love the dialogue they have in all their movies.
Quentin Tarantino is very good at writing his like dialogue because like he basically says he's like when it's him, he doesn't think about like the next, like when it's him on a sheet of paper, he doesn't think about like he doesn't like chop up his scene. It's like it's him and that sheet of paper, and that sheet of paper is all about what's on his mind. Right. And it's what's gonna come out.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite.
That's why his dialogue's so good.
Yeah, one of my favorite dialogues is like I think is Reservoir Dogs and like opening scenes.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. He does that in all his movies. If you guys pay attention, he does that in all his movies. Yeah. He did it with Kill Bill when he was talking about the whole comic. What he was talking about, she was playing a role basically as a different character. She wasn't being herself. She was talking about the mythology of superheroes, and he was talking about Superman. There's what was it?
In Reservoir Dogs, they were talking about tipping a waitress.
Yeah.
And they were sitting all in a group in their like black and white costumes and shit, suit and ties. Like this one character was like, I don't think I need to tip any waitress.
And he made a good point. He made a good point, actually. He kind of made a good point, but at the same time, I understand, like, you know, waitress needs some shit to live, but whatever. That's a different debate for a different time.
He was probably talking about, like, if she doesn't treat me right, then why should I give her some respect or whatever? I kind of demand respect in my own hand as well. It's kind of like that quote: respect your elders, but they don't deserve the respect that they treat you like shit too. Well, that's cool. I like that you have that crazy addiction to movies. I know you even have like memorized lines from movies as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, I always felt like I had a really good memory. I can't do like for shit now, but when I was a kid, I could remember what I did. Like when I was 6 years old, I could remember what I did like maybe like a week ago, and I could tell you exactly what I was doing. You know, I would test my memory of just watching movies over and over again. I started off watching Disney movies. I would watch like The Lion King
The Savage,
over
Kill
and over
Bill,
again.
BeartrixKiddo watching Disney movies.
Hey man, fuck it, who cares, man? That's a classic. I ain't gonna hide what I like ever.
You're like
ever.
You're not shaving like knives at the age of 8. It's all good.
No. But I was watching violent movies at a very young age, actually, and like that's something that no kid should really do. But for me, I took it as a different approach because I love films, but I used to take like the violent movies and watch them like when my parents were gone. I used to put them in my room. I used to watch Freddy Krueger. This was when I was like 6 and 7 years old. Pulp Fiction, I was watching constantly. Like I got every like line memorized from that movie because I watched it so many fucking times.
Yeah, for me and my family, when we were younger, it was kind of a tradition to scare all the younger kids. So when I was a kid, my brother and my older sister, we'd be watching scary ass movies like Halloween and shit and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And we would.
Those are the classics.
They'll be fucking with us too, though. He would have a mask and just like in the middle of the movie, just turn off the lights and just stare in the middle of the room, staring at us. And I'll be convinced as fuck, like, oh shit, I'm dying right now tonight. Yeah, that's a funny tradition I have with those guys for scary movies. Would you ever think you would be a director aside from like an artist?
Well, I want to get into acting. I did acting when I was like 17, 18, around there at the Goodman Theater, but it was just like for summer like programs, and just did like, I forgot the name of the play we did. I think it was called something Unplugged, Evolution Unplugged or something like that. We did that, and I got like my first handle on like acting, and I really enjoyed it too. So, and I felt like, hey, like I can memorize lines, like it could be like, you know, something that I could even like, you know, think about doing further down the line, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was actually acting first, and then I got into modeling like within like the same summer, and from that point on, I started doing it for, I want to say, maybe 5 years modeling straight. I stopped modeling up until I was like, I want to say 4 months pregnant with my daughter.
So how
couldn't
old
even show.
How old were you then?
I was like 21, I think.
You were acting? Were you like on stage?
When I was acting, I was like I was like 17, 18, around there.
So you were acting like 4 or 5 years or what?
No.
Because you said you were about to be like, I was modeling in 20 something, right?
No. I was acting first. I was acting out, and it was 2010. And then within the same summer, like from that point on, 2010, that's when I started modeling. And I wanted to say up until like 2015. It was like 2015. It was a while back, man. It takes me back. Like sometimes it's just like, you know, from being like an artist, you know, making music, and to...
You started making music after modeling and everything, right?
Yeah. It's crazy because like I felt like, you know, it was just something that like modeling really wasn't for me though. So I did it for like about like, I want to say 5 years, and then after that, I just decided, you know, I wanted to have a family life. I wanted to get on my own. I wanted to do something new. I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to create like my own family. But then after that, you know, you come to certain points and like certain realizations in your life, and you're just like, damn, like you knew like you had this talent all along. Why don't you just like, you know, go with it, run with it? You know, that's what I did. Took my chances. So
you started acting, I guess, off of the love of movies and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously modeling would naturally come afterward because cameras and stuff, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then How'd you get into rapping then? How'd the transition, the segue get into rapping from modeling?
Well, for me, how
Or did you even begin at rapping? Did you just like start?
I just kind of like
singing or
eased
something?
into it because I've always been like a hip hop lover fan. I've always been like a fan of music in general, but for me, I just felt like hip hop like kind of like spoke to me like it's true spoken, because I felt like hip hop, like there's like rules, there's like no rules, you know. You could basically say what you want, and you know you have, you know, that opportunity to say what you want, so might as well just like, you know, go with it, run with it. But I started rapping when basically I had nothing to do, when I was bored. I would listen to instrumentals. I would go like delivery. I was a delivery driver. I used to like go on my delivery rides, just like pop in like old school hip hop CDs and just drive around, just like listening to old school instrumentals too, and just practicing like basically freestyling in my head. And then afterwards I would, you know, get pen and pad, just get right to it after that, and that's how it became.
When was the first moment you realized you can like start rapping and be able to have that talent?
When I was in my car. I was actually in my car. I was doing a delivery. I was doing a delivery at late at night, and my car had died. I had an '03 Mitsubishi Galant, and I called everybody like to come and help me, and it was late during the winter. My baby daddy, I called him to come and help me. He said he was gonna come get me. He was on his way. Dude ended up dragging, so I started listening to old school hip hop instrumentals in the car with my phone. Shit is all dead. So I'm just like listening to Who Shot You, Biggie's Who Shot You instrumental. And then I started like hearing like kind of like a cadence in my head. And I'm like, let me write some shit. So I get the pen and pad, and then I just like start writing. And
luckily you had that pen and pad right there, right?
Yeah, it was in the back seat. I swear to God, because like I was just like, I decided that I wanted to like take it serious like at that moment when I started like writing, because I felt like I had some shit. Like, you know, if you feel like you have something, you know, you're going to go with it. Your gut instinct is going to tell you just to do it. You know what I mean? But like I went with it, and I decided this is what I wanted to do. This is like, I wanted to break myself out in this way, and I wanted to express myself in this way. You know, I felt like during my time, like in the things that I've gone through in my life, I had a lot of things built up, and I didn't really know the best way to express it. And I felt like maybe, you know, this was the best way to express it. And then when I started, you know, digging more deep into like music and liking how I sounded like on the tracks, I decided, you know, that this is exactly like how I feel, and this is like what I want to do.
How would you balance being an artist, like being as a mother as well? Like that must be some kind of a challenge at all.
It's a challenge at all its points though. But my daughter and my family, like everybody in my family is like very supportive of me. And my daughter knows what I do, and I show her my music. And my music doesn't really have the best. And she gives me her honest opinion. She tells me, she's like, "Mom, I think you really need to get rid of the bad words." So I'm like, all right. Like, you want me to say less bad words? She's like, yeah. She's just like, maybe a little bit more attitude on some other songs. And I'm like, okay.
Everyone's a critic.
I'll take her advice any day. But being a mom actually, and just balancing this stuff, you know, I can't let it like get in between nothing, because like at the end of the day, I'm still a mother, you know.
Right. And
I got to come back to my own. Like, no matter where I'm at, no matter where I'm, like, what I'm doing, like, I have to, like, be on responsive for my kid. I'm responsible for my child.
What kind of music do you teach her? Do you teach her, like, some, like, classic music, or what are you growing up on?
She listens to everything I listen to, but she listens to it, like, with some judgment, but at the same time, no judgment, because she knows the songs that have bad words and what they're rapping about, and, you know, she knows. She even tells me that's not for kids. And I'm like, I know it's not for kids. She's like, but I like it. She's like, I like the beat. It's nice. My daughter, like, she sits back and she listens to classics with me. We listen to Hole. We listen to Nirvana. She loves Katy Perry, Courtney Love. Like, she just like.
Those are very diverse.
Yeah,
kind of
she loves
music.
Kiss. She really she loves Paul Stanley. Like, she's only 5
years
years
old.
old.
That Kiss song where like, we don't have to go back to school, guys.
Yeah.
School's out.
Oh,
that's
man.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper, yeah. No, but she's really with her music. My daughter, she knows what she likes, and that's what I like about my daughter. She's a very for sure person, and she's a very like observant person.
She's probably been observing off of you. You're right.
Very
I was like, she's
observant.
probably just got that off of you. Real talk.
But I try to teach too that you can't give up even if things are hard, because my daughter's at the age where she's kind of like, oh, I can't do it. Certain things are so hard, and
right. She's been fed doubts, low key.
I go through shit in my life that's like really, really hard, and I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, so how am I gonna tell this 5-year-old that everything's gonna be okay? You're gonna tell her the truth. I like to tell my kid the truth. Like, I'm gonna tell her that things
Well, that's how you get them mature, for sure.
Things happen, and not everything is always gonna be the way you want them to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's good to like baby feed like children thoughts as well. So I think it makes them more mature and they grow up more like realistically. If they actually, this is how the world works. To be honest, it's not like all fucking bad, but it's there's a way you can traverse life.
Exactly, and there's definitely a way that you can explain it to them where they can understand you back. Me and my daughter, like, I'm glad that I have like that connection and that that bond with her, where I feel like where she feels like she's comfortable to tell me how she's feeling. Yeah,
don't make them feel stupid for asking questions or something. She's like, yes, this is a person I can definitely talk to about whatever my thoughts are coming up. I'm curious. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Does she have like your similar movie interests, or what? Do you follow her with movies too?
It's kind of, I've been trying to put her on to she wants to watch her own movies. Like, I've been trying to put her on to movies, but she likes she got her own little genre of her own Disney's, and I've been trying to, for the longest, to make her watch The Fox and the Hound, and then we just watched it recently. She gave it a try. She really didn't like it that much. Like, she's just like, I'm just like, you kids don't know nowadays, like, what are the actual classics? Come on now. But she gets older, she'll get into the narratives for sure. Yeah. She loves like movies like Avatar. She likes this movie with Drew Barrymore. It's called Ever After. It's like a Cinderella story. I love that movie too. But yeah, she has a very
Disney always stays.
A
you
wide
can take
range
the girl out of Disney.
of music and movies that she's come across too. I mean, it's around her, so might as well she picks up off of it, right?
Definitely. I hope you're teaching her some like artists from Chicago too, right? Chicago artists is how we represent, baby. All right, this is how you do it.
She knows. She knows the Chicago artists. She knows the Kanye West. She likes Kanye West. Who else does she like? She actually does not like Chance the Rapper.
What?
That's kind of like, I'm not gonna say I'm like, I like him. I just think his music's dope, and it's just like good dude. But
she's like, I ain't about that Christian shit.
She says, Mom, why does he sound like that? I'm like, what do you mean? How? She's like, it sounds too high. I'm like, okay, I hear you. I hear you.
I don't want to hear that though. That's funny. This one idea of this show I like to, this is a good like commentary that we've been talking about, is I like to humanize the artist a little bit, because every time the person sees an artist on stage, they kind of like, I told Eric before when he was being interviewed by me last time, like we always idolize the artist on stage, and we're always like in awe, super scared and shit. Like, whoa, can I confront this person? So I kind of I like to making this show happen like this, so we can kind of humanize the artist.
Get to know them.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
So what's like a daily routine that you have, or how was your day, first of all? I mean, it's early as fuck. I know we got this scheduled early.
My days, honestly, my days, they're random. They're all over the place every single day. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're so random. There'll be one day where I'm gonna get up at this time, and there'll be another day where I'm gonna get at this time. I'll get up at 9 some days. Some days I'll get up at 10, and then we'll start the day. My daughter, she starts school, I want to say around 1:15 now. She's doing those remote online classes,
Zoom classes or whatever they call them.
When because I work late, I work late nights, so me and my daughter, we just kick it in. We'll just we'll chill. We'll either go, I'm telling you, my day will jump all over the place. We'll go to get some ice cream before class, or even after class. I'm waiting until she's done with her homework and go straight to work from there, and then come home, get tired, smoke some weed, go eat,
Smoking weed
go
and
see
eating.
my daughter, make sure she's sleeping. I actually read my daughter a bedtime story, like, every night. Like, so
I
it's
bet
like,
after that joint,
yeah.
that bedtime story would be fun to hear
Hey,
too.
you know what? I be doing Cookie Monster, the Monster Mash, really good. Like Elmo's Monster Mash.
It was like,
Like,
I'm getting into the story too, child. Hold up. Like,
those Sesame Street books, like those kids love when you get into like character. When kid likes when you interact with them, and the kid likes when you play with them too. So
So you be spending most of your day with your child, aside from like working and stuff, right? Do you like write your lyrics with her too?
Oh no, that's when I'm in the garage smoking, or that's when I'm like have my alone time like smoking. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, my day could jump, like, be honest with you, like all over the place. My thing is right now, I really just want to get to the writing a little bit more. But as far
Gotta get
as
more
like,
joints in that garage, man.
yeah though. But as far as like getting myself together like as an artist, that's something that I feel like everybody like struggles with when they come up and do. But like when you're surrounded by like so many people, so many like artists like around you, you kind of learn from them, and you pick up like certain things, and you learn and you gain knowledge, and that's the best part about being around every single like person that I've came across.
That just shows that you're really good at networking for sure.
Well, I mean, I'm not shy to talk to people. I like talking to people. Yeah,
It's
so,
important
like,
as an artist for sure.
Yeah. Like I'm not shy at all to talk to people, and just like I like to get people's energy, and I like, to exchange that with people. I like to feel people's vibe. I like to feel like, that people are onto something. People are not just going to sit around just like do some dumb shit, some whack shit, and not do anything with their life.
So you one of those like artists after a show you would just hang out and just talk to the audience, or you just like leave right away and don't even support the next artist on stage?
No, I stay. I get fucked up with the audience. Get the hell out of here.
Go.
Like, go get a drink and fucked
There
up
you
with
go.
the audience.
That's how you got to work with it. Take note, artists. Don't leave after your sets whenever there are shows and you go. You have to stay around, network, and kick it with the crew. That's how you got to run the shows. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's the best way you can network with anybody, is just like stick around, and then you learn things about people, and you make friends, you make business partnerships with people. You do a lot of good things for yourself, like when you stick around, and you're humble about it. You can't do good things for yourself if you're being like a
Can't be too humble as an artist.
Yeah.
Every artist has a little bit of ego, right?
Yeah. You gotta be humble, but it's just like you can't really like.
You gotta be confident, right?
Yeah.
That's what the word is. That's what I'm looking for.
You gotta know.
What do you do as a day job? You say right every time you hang out with your daughter, you go to work afterwards and come back home. What do you do for your day job?
I don't know. I kind of don't want to talk about my day job, Luke.
I mean, all right, that's fine. That's too humanizing.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm not gonna, my job's to make for the music and to be the best mom I can.
That's a law of power.
The money is gonna come in and support what I'm doing.
Have you ever read the book Law of Power? 48 Laws of Power.
Audio.
Yeah, that's a dope book. That's one of the rules I read in that book. Like, you always got to keep some kind of air of mystery. Don't tell everybody about the whole thing. I know I'm trying to like ask questions that are personal.
No.
I'm
You're on point.
You're on point. You got to put your boundaries somewhere too, right? You just tell me to shut the fuck up, son.
No, but I get paid well. I love it. That I'm there, and I'm blessed to have a job, because during this time, like, a lot of people they don't have jobs. That's it's kind of unfortunate. So I can at least say that I'm blessed to do it. I know some people who are just,
and you can manage your artistry and everything in your family on the side. As long as you get do all that, that's all good to go.
Yeah. Well, my creativity times comes with like my alone times. I'll be practicing like my lyrics, like when I'm smoking, or just like when I have my time. Like, it's probably like, I want to say like an hour to myself. I'll try to take like an hour to myself like every day, and try to like gather my creativity, gather my thoughts, get like a little bit of like motivation for myself. I get my motivation from myself by like thinking about how my day went, So
getting a positive vibe and stuff.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Like, with the people that you do work with, if you tell them you're an artist or a rapper, what are the reactions?
They're like, nah. They're first they believe it, but they're like, bro. Nah. Like, I want to hear you, especially girls, because girls like really like, you don't really see like a lot of female rappers around, and a lot of females don't know female rappers, So they're kind of just like, they're like, yeah, all right,
for
spit
real?
Something.
Say less. You freestyle?
Let me see your music.
Well, that would be a good question. How is it to be a female presence in the hip hop, underground hip hop industry?
I like it. I like it a lot. Just like it's kind of like, we're here. Us girls, like we're here. As women, like we're here. We got this shit too. We got bars too. We could be just as, we could be just as fierce, and we could just you could take anything that we put our minds to by storm.
Definitely. And you definitely have a different image from a good amount of female artists out there in Chicago as well. Like you would expect, since you're from modeling background, you'd be like all fancy and stuff. But you're
I'm more of dark. I want to say I'm more dark. It's more kind of like
grunge
that kind of like, it's kind of a grunge slim lady vibe, if you feel me.
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get some ideas from modeling, or just like come up on your own styles?
I just, I came up on my own, just like putting whatever I thought looked good together. Like for me, like right now, these are just like my regular clothes. I'm going to work in these clothes like afterwards. But
do you have outfits for like stage or like performances or anything like that?
Yeah, I
like Michael Jackson out here with a jacket.
I do. Every time I do come out to do a performance, I always want to make sure that I'm, dressed, for the occasion.
I like your shades. You always have some badass shades on you for sure. I'm always jealous. You see me wearing shades, like that's why I could fuck with you.
Yeah.
Always wearing the fucking dope shades.
I love collecting glasses actually too. I have some black glasses. They look like Ray-Bans with like they look like chandelier-ish. I don't know, the beads like right here.
Those look bad as fuck.
Yeah.
With I remember you were on a show with like a leather jacket and leather pants with that. I was like, that's a dope fit right there.
Yeah.
That's a dope fit.
It's like, that's a dope fit. I'm definitely trying to get more creative with like my fits, but that it'll just depend on how like I make my music, because I'm gonna dress according to how the music, I like how the music is presented with itself, and I want to make sure that I get that vibe. I throw that sauce on it. Like every time I have a performance, I want to make sure that I'm dressed good. I want to make sure that people hear me. I want to make sure that people are, following along with me. I want people to know that, that I'm here too, basically.
That shows some effort as well, right? As an artist, like I'm coming out here to
you know
look
what,
good
just
for you,
like, and I'm not being cocky, but I'm not bad. I got improvements to go. Everybody's got improvements. You know what I mean? But I'm not bad.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I just feel like everybody's just like wants to get that next. Be that next.
Definitely that. As an audience member, I would definitely appreciate a person that kind of like goes out of their way to get that energy into the audience, get that kind of like look and vibe into the audience as well. You definitely have that entertainment value whenever you're up on the stage. I remember that.
Yeah, it helped. Actually, modeling helped with that, because doing that for 5 years, that stuff built confidence, and it made me feel like I could just walk past people and really not be nervous. Hundreds of people. And not be nervous.
So you got no stage fright at all?
No.
Freaking tough as nails. Are you looking at me? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to spit this verse right in front of your face. I need that confidence. I'm sitting here. You're my friend and stuff. I'm trying to humanize you for people that are reading about you or listening about you. Be like, who is Kiddo? Oh, my God.
I'm
still nervous talking to you on the mic.
Beatrix Kiddo is more of the slim lady. If I would describe her like that. Beatrix Kiddo is more of like the slim lady vibe, the savage vibe, the savage go-getter. But then there is also that person who's just like behind, the artist, the actual you.
Well, we gotta kind of create
I like
a
to
character.
blend. I like to blend the actual me and the Beatrix Kiddo together.
That's cool. That's dope. I like kind of like creating a character vibe around your aura, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Who is like the inspirations behind this music? Where did you start with this music? Like, who are you listening to? Like you said, you're listening to hip hop and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I guess you're like, who's your 5 best artists or favorite hip hop artists that you listen to?
That's tough, because there's a lot of good hip hop artists that I listen to, but the main ones that I first started listening to was Wu-Tang, was Big L, Eminem, who else? Cypress Hills, and Nas. I love Nas. I think Nas is like a great,
super old school.
Yeah, super old school. I just feel like he's a very poetic rapper. He could take you through an entire album, and he could let you know what Queens is about. You know what I mean? And he could
Yeah,
put you in
definitely
that
good
setting of
storyteller.
something, and that's on also a creativity level of a. If you really think about it, yeah, not only a writer, you picture that, and like, and as a director, like you're directing like your music, you know.
Right. That's probably why you got attracted. You got the storyline, you got the dialogue, you got the cinematics. It's like, let me listen to Nas for sure.
No, but Eminem's just definitely one of my tops though. Like I could hear Eminem and Cypher's Hills. That's where I feel like I got the little bit of the nasally kind of like you know, in my voice a little bit, that sound. So they were definitely big inspirations on me growing up. I like the witty raps, the nasty shit that they would say. Like, even as a little kid listening to that, like I just thought it was just like the most cleverest thing like I've ever heard of.
Your parents, you listen to
that? I mean, I just feel like my parents really, they cared and they tried to take it away, but I was always going to come back and like listen to it again. Cause that's what kids do. Like
exactly.
Kids do that shit.
I was messing around. I always listened to the crazy stuff when I was a younger kid. I was listening to more metal and death metal. Imagine what my parents would think of that. Like, yo, can you at least try not to like summon the devil? Jesus.
People don't understand that. It's that type of music, it really is intoxicating too. Like I've been getting into grunge lately, just like listening more of grunge music and just like, you know, from like 93.
I don't know if you like them, but Alice in Chains is my favorite grunge bands right there.
Joe, Alice in Chains.
I love Alice in Chains.
It's Alice in Chains and then like Nirvana underneath and then Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam is bad. I like
Pearl Jam is crazy. But Alice in Chains, so dope. Love Alice in Chains. They're the best.
He's as an addict as well. He's like, rest in peace, Lane Staley. He's the friggin' dope ass singer, but he makes like the sorrow sounds so beautiful and poetic. I'm like, how the?
Yeah.
Because he was in a war and everything, and he went through all this shit, and I'm like, wow.
I just feel
I want to
like
be able to fucking be an artist like that, but I just talk on the mic. I just talk shit.
I just feel like that band, Alice in Chains, like especially like they had like this, especially when they performed too. They have like this. If you watch their videos, they have of their performance, they have like this aura that's just around them, and just like you said, how he can make like suffering like sound so beautiful. Right. You know what I mean? Like that Kurt Cobain has that. It's kind of like that prolongingness, like in the voice, like you're drawn to it, but like you're like, what's that sound?
What is it about the 90s that make everybody so sorrowful?
Everybody had like a certain way of like making music. How did Seth MacFarlane say that? He's like, what? These like the people that made music in the 90s. It sounded like they were singing like the alphabets, the fucking what was it? The vowels.
Oh yeah.
The vowels, like how they were ending their music like with vowels. Yeah. Or making their music with vowels.
Right
yeah. Oh, the heart will where the why.
Yeah, right. That's funny. So, what's your favorite hip hop artist? But you have a favorite genre or anything like that aside from hip hop?
It's a dabble between rock and It's a dabble between rock and I want to say
opera, right?
No. It's because I'm trying to pick if it's either disco or old school soul music,
snap,
like
disco.
Motown music, because I love Motown music.
You like Casey and the Sunshine Gang?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, you rocking with the disco, all right?
Out. Come on, like, that's a classic. What Bee Gees a classic. A lot of this Blondie.
Bee Gees
a lot
for
of
sure.
The Blondie was kind of like rock disco, but it's just it
Sure.
worked. But I mean, they had like good disco hits too. David Bowie was like a rock star, and then became like you made a couple of disco hits himself too. Man.
I like Motown and stuff. You like that stuff?
I love
What's it called? The Temptations, all those guys like that.
Yeah, the Supremes, fucking Temptations, Gladys Knight. Who else?
If you were
Smokey
in an era,
Robinson. Oh my God, his voice. Can't believe that man's still alive.
Man, if you were in an era of music, what era would you want to be in? Like your favorite music era? I like the 60s myself, the hippie vibes.
I was gonna say that, but it could be either the 60s or the 80s, but I'm gonna go with the 80s. I like that little that little
birth of
that little
hip-hop
pop.
right there too.
Yeah, it's like the birth of hip hop towards like the end of the 80s era.
Right.
Yeah,
That
but
transition was pretty interesting.
But that pop sound, like, and that I don't know, and piano in the 80s was just like, it was wild. It's crazy. It's just that sound that it makes. It's that drum kick and shit, like fucking like White people, they love that shit too. I'm telling you, that's their favorite dance. Motherfuckers know how to dance.
Charleston
They hit
and
that shit, man. I can't do that, man. Like, motherfuckers dance like the best, like in the 80s, like fucking hitting that shit. No, but I like, well, for me, I would personally choose, like, I would choose the 80s. I like their little punk rock style.
Yeah, they got a lot of. They have a lot of popular pop artists. They have a lot of popular metal artists. Myself, I love listening to metal, so the '80s were like my thing. Like Motley Crue, Metallica, all those guys going crazy. Yeah. And then you even have like artists like Michael Jackson, Prince going crazy in the '80s as well.
Oh yeah, they were. Those are what I call standalone artists. They don't need really nobody else like really behind them. Michael Jackson and Prince, standalone artists and performers. Like Michael Jackson, like a lot of people didn't even know. Like people don't even give him that much credit for being more of a choreographer than just a performer in general. Prince too. Like Prince played all different types of instruments too, and it was a choreographer too. Like these people are standalone artists.
Real entertainers, for sure.
Yeah, real. Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. No, I can't say that
he can.
He can, but Queen.
He jumps around for sure.
No, he can, but Queen did carry him because of Brian May, like all the rest of those people, and they carried the band like carried together though. I would have to say that, but I meant like Freddie Mercury, like as a like
He was definitely a symbolism iconic person around him.
Yes, yeah. David Bowie, another standalone.
Definitely that guy. That guy is freaking.
Biggie Smalls gets talking back into hip hop. Biggie Smalls is like, I feel that like I don't think Biggie really needed features. Like he sounded good with people, but like he sounded really good like just on him, like by himself on the mic.
Well, every artist has to go through networking, right?
Yep,
just to get that recognition. That's what we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about this? What if you can pick one person to raise back from the music graveyard and chill, smoke with them, make a recording with them, do whatever? Well, who would it be?
Damn. So, yeah, in the spirit of Halloween, we might have to summon
the
dead. Damn, that's a good one. I want to say Kurt Cobain. He seems so like, I don't know, bland, dry, and just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
He does smile every once in a while, though.
I'm pretty sure he does have those hidden smiles, though. But it's just, I just felt like his music artistry, like, and to work with that voice, I think he has like the most like unique voice that I've like ever really heard. You hear artists with like great voice. I think Kurt Cobain, what's his name? James Morrison from The Doors.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison from The Doors. Freddie Mercury. It's Kurt Cobain, Freddie Mercury, Jim Morrison. Yeah, and who else? Bob Marley. Bob fucking Marley.
Smoke up a tree with that guy.
That guy's voice is just like phenomenal. But for me, like Kurt Cobain's voice like stands out a little bit more. And one thing that intrigues me more than just like his guitar playing, is just like his presence on stage, is just like his voice. There's something about it that like draws you in. Like he has that like kind of like almost yearning pain in his voice. It's like you say, like you could hear like the suffering.
Yeah, it's because they go kind of through their own oppression in like the revolutionary times in Jamaica and everything. That's where Bob Marley was like, "Yo, let's go, fucking have the revolutionary music happen and everything."
And that's crazy too, if you really think about it.
His
music was
so
great, and it involved peace.
Right.
It was spoke about peace coming together,
And he was like, his life was under threat plenty of times just because of like his music and everything. Like he damn near escaped death because of like people coming into his house and shooting guns at him. And then he like performed. I like saw documentaries that he performed the next day in front of a crowd of like 1,000 people and everything. He's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
No, that's crazy though. But that's powerful to stand for something that you truly believe in, because like here we are, here I am, actually I make music and I do it for the artistry and I love it and everything like that, but like I'm not speaking about peace necessarily. I'm not speaking about certain things that other like people have a real message about too, and like people that come across like that in the world like are very hard to find, like, and those are actual like real like leaders. Like when you speak about peace and you can have like a whole movement of people move with you, that's really powerful.
Definitely a revolutionary figure. Those guys are really rare these days. They either nature gets them or some other evil madman gets them, and then the truth is silenced for a little bit longer. But that's why we got music. I think like music is a good connector between like politics and what's it called, the real world and shit with music. Because like a lot of the times I've what's it called, especially with hip hop and the counterculture, those two eras, they definitely have a big significance because they had a message that was getting political, and then it got saturated down the line because of like radio or something like that. But it definitely turned some heads once like counterculture came out, and then like Nixon generation was like, damn these hippies, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then hip hop comes out, and then you have the war on drugs messing with that and everything.
Yeah,
and then
people like Rudy Giuliani closing down like New York parks and shit, like where they were having hip hop ciphers. And, you know, it's just like, it's peaceful. Why are you trying to stop something from growing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely got to keep on making revolutionary music. That stuff's the next era of music. I probably suppose everybody's getting super tense these days, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody got an opinion too, and and like you said, everybody's a critic too.
Yeah. How about one question before you get into like your music and stuff? What's like how about, instead of 5 favorite artists generally, how about 5 favorite Chicago artists? Do you know a good amount? I know you know a good amount of Chicago artists. What kind of artists would you name in Chicago to be your top 5?
Chicago top 5
Local
artists.
circle or big names, don't even matter.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to someone if you like.
You know what? Actually, I want to say, you put me on the spot here because
It's like I gotta shout out everybody now. Dang it!
you put me on the spot here because I just think I like all the local Chicago artists, like all local Chicago hip hop artists. But if there's some that stand out, I would say Safi G definitely stands out. Like I see what he's doing. Like shout out Safi G. Like I really like
Safi,
really
Wolf Squad.
I really see the drive, the effort, like, you know, the push, like you know, it's, and you got people behind you, and you guys believe in not just like the music in itself. You guys just believe in, you know, for your people, for your country, you know, it's for, you know, it's for your motherland.
Support foundation,
like,
right there.
Very good support foundation, like from people, and that's something that, you know, that's beautiful. That's kind of like rare to find, because people don't follow people like that unless they believe in something, and, you know, they believe in that, you know. So you know, there goes one. I like Radcliffe music a lot, man. Radcliffe music, like he's not a, you know, the man is just not afraid to speak his truth. You know, is not afraid to speak, you know what he's been through, and he's not ashamed of, like, you know, his past or ever, like how he feels, because, like, you know, that's just him at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's unstoppable with his bars and freestyles as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like his song Resume, like I really appreciate that song. That's a good song. There's like certain songs that like that speak out to me, for like, you know, like from like even artists like within the collective of Ever Evolve. It's just like I could hear you, like, you know, I hear you, I hear what y'all going through, you know. That's another one. That's who else was Chicago artists? Did it have to be rappers?
They don't have to be rappers. They just said Chicago artists.
Chicago artists. Let's see another one. A good Chicago artist.
Is that girl from what's it called, American Idol? If you wanted, forget her name.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, like, she's from Chicago, but like nobody's
cool.
here. Nobody's here putting the foot down and saying, you know, we're Chicago and we're staying, like, you know, trying to build something. You know what I mean? Like Kanye West, like
famous outside the city.
Like Kanye West did great, and, you know, and he does have Chicago, but it's like he's not here, you know what I mean? Right. I just feel like the artists that are here in Chicago, like, you know, got to put their foot down, like they stamp, you know, their presence has to be known, because this is what we're building for Chicago. Chicago really doesn't have, like, you know, the notoriety and just like the image that LA does for music, or New York and stuff like that.
Most people work together in those areas as well.
Yeah, and it's like
everybody's competing over here in Chicago.
It's kind of hard, because it's a tough city though. But fuck all that shit. Who else? Okay, so who else? I like.
You got
SA Way. I fuck with SA Way's art. Like, man, And man, I like he makes like kind of almost demonish music. It's like it's like demonish Spanish rap though. Shout out Ese Way.
Straight out from the Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, shout out Ese Way. Shout out my cousin Joe San, actually is an artist. He actually makes kind of like, I want to say like soft like nighttime vibe music, like more like kind of like, I want to say like a little bit of like Nav and just like
a little bit of R&B,
like
a little bit of
R&B-ish. I wouldn't know how to really describe his music because it's like that different.
Lo-fi,
you know what
R&B,
I mean?
fucking hip hop.
Yeah, but it's like all chill vibes though. If you get
Right.
a chance, check out Joe San.
Yeah, Joe San's bad.
Definitely.
We gotta get him back on the show too.
Yeah, definitely. But like, it's just a different sound, And if you could carry that and keep on doing what you're doing, you're only gonna get better through time.
I think you got one more. Yes, Segway, Joe San, Radcliffe, Savvy G. What's your fifth artist of Chicago that you like?
Me.
The Kiddo. Beatrix
Me.
Kiddo. I am my own favorite.
Me. Yeah.
I listen to Disney and I do savage shit.
But I listen to Disney. I sing Disney. Fucking just like,
Uma
I
Thurman
love
will
watching
kill all
Disney.
The characters in Disney.
I'm a big movie buff. Like, can't fucking exclude Disney. Like, what?
Right,
The
true
Little
that.
Mermaid? Why?
Disney is actually pretty good with some horror movies too. That fucking one horror movie with the dude under the fucking boogie monster or something. Have you ever seen the dude under the couch? I forgot what the actual title is, but he has the ugliest face.
It's the Halloween boogeyman with Ben Savage.
I think so. Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters Under the Bed.
Monsters Under the Bed. Yeah, this guy was. Ugly
There's
as
another
fuck.
one they have. What is it called? Monster House. That's a cartoon too.
That shit scared the fuck out of me,
That
bro.
was
I'm gonna tell you. This dude had like crazy neon eyes and wild ass teeth. He looked like a rat at one point. I'm
remembers
like,
the
no,
Mighty
I ain't having
Ducks?
nightmares.
The Mighty Ducks. Come on, Disney's Mighty Ducks. Come on.
Ninja Turtles was pretty scary too.
Really? Ninja Turtles was the shit. I wasn't scared. Nah.
Hey, those costumes, man, they're fucking too real.
Nah.
All right, well, how about let's get back into some of your music now. You have some pretty dope tracks. You always talking about some super savage stuff on your music. What's your favorite track that you like? I think your most savage track, I think, is that song. You have a song called Savage Shit, but I think that You're So Cool. Those lyrics are kind of fucked up.
Yeah, they are. And I wanted to kind of that was when I first started dabbling, because I made that 3.5 years ago, I think, for the You're So Cool. I was thinking more along the lines of some Slim Shady shit, and Donald Trump just became president,
you're just like,
and I'm just like, fuck this dude. I'm like, I don't care. Like, let me talk shit about
Bite
him too.
Melania's
Like, I'm
head
like,
off and shit. Like,
yeah,
whoa,
I wanted it
this
to be
girl's
like
going
super.
crazy.
I wanted it to be like super savage like that. But then, yeah, I'm like, my favorite one.
What's the favorite song that you have released? And then I'll ask you next. What's your first song that you released?
What's the first song I ever released?
Yeah,
Was Psychomaniac.
that's Psycho Mad, but I feel like that
it's
was
a
released
role model.
recent, huh?
It's a role model instrument. The Eminem role model. It's the same instrumental. It's the Eminem role model instrumental.
Right.
I'm high. Sorry, I got my words backwards. But yeah, that was the first one I
That was
ever.
cool. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah. It was.
you had a
I wanted
recent
to
video
make
for
it. I wanted to make it witty because I really enjoy that song, and then I really love the beat, and I thought it was kind of kind of playful, bouncy, back and forth, in your face, haha, Slim Shady shit.
So you
Typical
seem
Slim
to
Shady
have
shit,
that kind of. I thought it was more of a recent track
Yeah.
where you released Psychomaniac because it was much more different sounding than all the other ones that had kind of like a commentary in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? Instead of just outright rapping, but you're still rhyming, kind of
Yeah.
like slam poetry or something.
Yeah,
like that,
kind
you
of
know what I mean?
yeah. I like to do I like to do that kind of. It does sound like slam poetry because it's just I'm just listening and I'm doing a pause and stop, and I do a pause and stop where you could feel the bars and you can actually pay attention to
And you're
what
still
I say.
telling a story about that.
Yeah. But
That was a
I
cool
like to do that when I do my acapellas, definitely. But you said your favorite one was Savage Shit?
That was a good one. I like that because there was also another one that where you're just going crazy on the lyrics, just being vulgar as shit.
Yeah. I told you I grew up watching so much fucking movies growing up as a kid. I have so much violent movies, so much.
Yeah, I was about to say you
I
had
listened
to
to
get
so
some
much
crazy.
rap. I listened to so much rock. I listened to everything, and I took ear and I took ear to everything that was going on around me. I took and I was paying attention to the pop culture as I grew up, and I did not know where it would lead. I did not think that we would be like where we are today with the pop culture, but with music, that's not necessarily like a bad thing or good thing, I guess, but it's, we're here. But I definitely paid attention to it growing up and listening to the music in the early 2000s, the Destiny's Child, the Big Pimpin', Jay-Z, Ladies Leave a Man at Home, the covers, imagine the fucking funky, 7-year-old and shit. Like,
how do you choose your music and stuff? How do you get into like the zone to choosing some music? Do you have like a favorite producer, or you just like kind of like scroll through kind of different artist tracks and stuff? I know you do like a lot of freestyles and stuff. You knew like did Mac Miller's beat and everything.
Mm-hmm. Were you talking about how I get my beats?
I suppose, yeah. That's a good question. Good way to put it.
Well, I like to basically like go around with different producers and see like what they have with brewing, and usually I build that connection with the producer, and that's like where it becomes a point where it's just like I'm able to sound good on this beat, and we have that chemistry to go back and forth together, and we're gonna make it like how it sounds. But if it sounds good to me, I'm like, let me get that. Honestly, and people be sending me their beats. Like,
kind of style of music would you usually be going for?
Like something cutthroat, but like with a good punch, like certain good punchlines, Because
I know like with Stogie, that's like a good dark track and stuff. I really like that.
I like the beat because it was like the piano was subtle, and it was dark, and it was like it sounded very mysterious. So yeah.
Did you ever like rap on a house track or anything like that, or no?
I would. And the beat is jumping. It's like if you can imitate it, you could do it. I feel like, you know what I mean?
I'd love to hear some like deadly ass BeartrixKiddo lyrics on like a happy ass house track and shit.
You will soon.
That'd be bad as fuck.
I'm working on something right now with something. It's very different. It's a different vibe. It's more party vibes, kind of like hotel party vibes. That's what I'm kind of going for.
Is this like a new project or just like a new single coming out?
It's a new single that I'm actually working on. So, I haven't really put a name to it yet, but it's gonna be more of the lines on like coming together, having a good time, and just feeling the vibe and feeling everybody coming together.
So not killing anybody and like ripping people's throats off.
No. It's different. It's different.
Not stomping people to the ground and stuff.
It's different. It's different. Like I said, it'd be.
Are we gonna recognize the kiddo in this new song?
I'll be different. I'll be like a chameleon if I have to. Just try it, like, and get in the best way I can, just to.
When are we expecting a release from this track?
I'm doing a release for my EP November 28th. Actually, I've been working on it for 2 years.
Dang, is this song on there? This little happy track?
No, it's not. It's a single actually that we're gonna be doing. But yeah, I've been working on this EP for about, I want to say close to 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Does it have a name?
Kiddo's Tricks.
Kiddo's Tricks. You have a track called Kiddo's Tricks now?
I do, but it's not going on the tape. I mean, on the EP. It was inspired by that.
Right, I was about to say.
It was inspired by that because it just sounded cool. And basically, Kiddo's Tricks is just like, I'm Kiddo. I got some tricks. I got this. I could make this sound like this, and this is gonna sound like this, and like, haha. It's like it's got like that kind of like all around.
Sounds like a good Halloween track.
It actually it's good for it's good for like right. I was gonna release it right around Halloween, but I'm just like maybe it would be like a little bit too soon. I still have some things that I want to like fix up by then though. But November 28th is the official release date that I'm having that for. But Kiddo's Tricks, basically Kiddo with some tricks.
November 3rd, you're releasing Kiddo's Tricks?
What?
Yeah, that's when you're releasing Kiddo's Tricks, November 3rd?
No.
Or is that what I heard? I'm freaking.
No. November 28th.
Oh, 12.
Did I say November 3rd?
Maybe I'm hearing shit wrong.
No. It's November 28th.
November 28th. I'm relaxing for my Thanksgiving dinner, put on some Kiddo's Tricks.
Yeah, but
how many tracks you got on there?
6, including a skit.
Oh, you gotta have like music videos with this guy?
A skit? No, a bit,
just like audio skit.
Just like a little audio skit. Yeah, so I was gonna have like one little audio skit, gonna be kind of like more of a comedy like vibes to it, kind of like balance out like, you know, the character of, you know, BeartrixKiddo introducing in the EP. So
Are there any special mentions on this EP that we can hear, or is that going to be exclusive when it releases?
It'll be exclusive when it releases.
Dang, no features, no producers. We're all going to be exclusive. We're going to be surprised when it comes out. That's good, though.
Yeah.
So November 28th, that's what you said, right?
November 28th, but for sure, like, definitely, we got some promising artists on this EP, so.
Good stuff. And when, do you know when you're going to be releasing that single?
Oh, for the vibe one. I don't know yet. That's still in the workings. Like I said, that's still gonna be in the workings for me. But I plan to get that done within like a month or so. So you could be expecting a single within like a month from me. Good definitely.
Stuff. How was the process in making this EP? You said 2 years, right?
Yeah, it was tedious because like I said, like I before, like I being a mom, you know, and having like responsibilities outside of the music and just trying to take care of like your own day-to-day life, and you know, everything is just, you know, trying to make sure you find your balance. But you know, like I said, if I could put an hour in here, or if I could like get a weekend done here and just like knock something out like on a day where I know I can knock it out, like I'll do it. And that's how basically my process has been for, you know, conducting and making it complete, right? You know, so it's been a process. And
did it start 2 years ago, or did you make a bunch of songs and then realize this is what I'm gonna be doing?
No, it started 2 years ago. Okay. But like as I was going along within the 2 years, I was making songs like for it. So it was definitely been a process. It's my first project, so you know, I'm just seeing what I do with my stuff, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna keep getting better, keep improving, and you know, hopefully find, you know, new sounds, because I wanna be able to, you know, I want to be able to sound different. I want to be able to, you know, capture the attention like of different audience, of different genres. I want everybody to hear me.
It's gonna keep on evolving, right?
Yeah,
ever
basically.
Evolving. Hey.
Yeah. Keep on going.
Right, that's cool. So you have I think you have a song already released from that EP. Is that correct, or?
I do, but it's only released on YouTube.
Right, so it's just a music video.
So it's just a music video, yes.
How was making that music video?
It was fun. I actually shot it at on Diversity by Diversity and Pulaski at, what was it, the 4200? Yeah, 4200.
Wholesome 4200.
Sorry. I'm there like all the time. I fucking draw blank on the address. I'm like, what? Like, what's? Yeah, but
who helped you? What's a video or the visuals?
CVO Films actually shot the video, and I used Mark Narence's space downstairs at the time. And just shot the video downstairs. It was pretty awesome.
Kicking it on that piano as well.
Oh, you're talking about the Psycho Maniac video. I did that with a different guy, but yeah, that was fun.
You just use that place for all.
Yes, I mean, why not? Like, and it's a pretty dope place, like, to shoot a video. So yeah. I liked it there. It was a really cool process. We smoked a lot. We talked about movies like while we were shooting. You know, we were getting into the music. It was just all around vibes. You know, catch good wisdom from Mark Narens. You know, it's also. You know.
So what is Bitches Be Mad About? What's the song about?
Well, it's basically about like people, you know, hating on you, and you're not gonna take any shit from nobody. Like, people be mad at you for like the dumbest shit. And it's true. People be mad at you for the dumbest shit that you do. Be it mad for you do or somebody else does. People are always worried about other people. You know, I'm worried I'm worried about myself. I want to be like I want to be on my own.
BeartrixKiddo. Yeah, be independent.
Yeah, I want to be on my own stuff. I don't want to be in nobody's drama. I'm all for like everybody and shit like that. But as far as like people, you know, talking,
quit being
and
mad,
talking shit, like,
quit
you know,
being mad,
at the time when I wrote that song, like 2 years. No, I wrote it 2 years ago. Yeah, I was actually going through. It was something, I will not get too deep into it though, but it was something a little bit personal, and I'm just like, you know what, bitch, I got you.
Oh, so
I made a song about it.
So this
that
is a
was
diss
it.
track then, huh?
So, yeah. I wouldn't call it a diss track. It was just inspired by the. It was just inspired.
Fuck whoever did that thing that happened.
It was just inspired by it though.
Are you at liberty to say, or just like let's lay it off? Let's lay it in the mystery changer.
let's put it in the mystery and let's do that.
All right.
Because it's too deep.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. It's too deep.
Fuck that bitch.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. I'm just like I'm not gonna put nobody's business out there type shit.
Right. How about what's it called? How was the making of Stogie? That was a pretty cool video. You have a lot of weird visuals going on in that one with like the masks and everything.
Dude, we were high as fuck. I don't even know. Like, I thought the video was going to be trash. I thought it was going to be terrible because of, like, how high we were. And I just felt like, and that was the first time, like, and as an artist, like, I learned, I'm just like, you can't be too fucked up while you're doing your work. You gotta chill. Like, my brother, like, he was actually, he was wearing a mask and he was standing, like, underneath this light. And then the guy who was shooting the video, he saw, he was like, "Ooh," he's like, "Stand right there." And my brother's like, "What?" He's drunk as fuck, like walking over to him. He's like, No. He's like, "Stand right there.
Stop moving,
and then
motherfucker."
He literally had to hold my brother, and he was just like, "Yo," he's like, "Stand right here, 5 seconds." Then he got that. You see that shot of the green face in the music video? Like, that's my brother. Like, yeah, where he's just standing there, and it looks creepy because he's just standing there. But he captured that, like, that moment. Like, it was like pretty dope though. But yeah, we
How many blunts did you smoke?
We smoked blunts, we smoked stogies. Oh my god, we shot this video. It was random because I asked my what's it called, my cousin's boyfriend, if we could shoot the music video in his house, and he's like, yeah. He's like, pop through. And we were gonna originally shoot the music video in his room, and when I got to his room, he had like two dudes already in there, and they had a big TV. It was a tight ass space, and they were playing Madden. And my brother, me, my other brother, and my cousin, we come through, and imagine there's like so many people in like a tiny ass room. And then the guy who shoots the video, CVOs, when he shows up, it's just like, he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "This is a tight ass space." He's like, "How are we gonna do this?" I'm just like, well, maybe we'll just shoot it right here. Like, I was like trying to figure it out as I go, and he was just like, "Help me out." He's like, "Nah." He's like, "Get this." He's like, we got to do something. He's like, "Ask your dude if we could just do this in the living room." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "Can we shoot in the living room?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why didn't you say so?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I just didn't want to ask, bro. Like, I didn't." He's like, "You should have said something. We could shoot it here." He's like, "I thought that's what you wanted to do, was shoot it here." I'm like, "I did, but I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to intrude. You know what I mean?"
These guys are playing. You should just have them in the video, just playing mad and just chilling.
But it was funny too, because I asked those guys, and they were just chilling there. I'm like, "Hey," I'm like, "Y'all want to be in the music video?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." We're smoking. My cousin, like my cousin's boyfriend, my cousin, my two brothers, we're all rolling up. We were drinking a little bit. We were just like vibing, having a good time. And then it came to a point, because we were too fucked up, when we had to like drive back to like the second location where we were gonna shoot, like in the basement, in like a dark basement, and just like a red room. It was just it was very tedious, because I wanted everything to like be perfect. And then that's when I started realizing to myself, I'm like, damn, like I can't be getting too lit like this and not organizing my shit right. You know what I mean?
Have you ever been too fucked up on like a stage or something to be performing, or are you always after
No, not really. I can't go like that, because if I get too fucked up when I'm on a stage and I'm performing, I'm just like, that's gonna be super sloppy. And like it wouldn't look good either. I mean, I like smoke before I go on stage, but like getting fucked up before you go on stage, like
everybody give me a shot before I get on stage.
Like, you want to make sure that you say each word per word, like, so they can hear it and they could capture like the power in your voice, like when you say it. And if you say it and you're singing a song, or if you're doing your performance and it sounds like sloppy, you're only gonna get the gist of it, and you're not gonna get the full feel and the full on effect. Your last word that you could have said in that bar could have been so powerful, could have had the whole place lit, but like you said it a different way because you were like sloppy, and it just didn't fall through the way you wanted it to.
What's your favorite music videos that you've performed? That sounds like one of the more exciting ones that you've done, the Stogie one. Is that your favorite music video? You have 3, right? Or
I have 3. I have Psychomaniac, I have Bitches Be Mad, and then I have Stogie. Just because it was tedious, and it was like to the point where we didn't know what we were doing, I would say Stogie would be the most funnest one. like because
Everything
and it
unpredictable.
came out so good, and I was surprised in how it came out, and I was like thinking to myself, I shouldn't have been surprised because like, you know, I did a good job, but like, you know, we were sitting down and we were just like, we were like doing the scene, just like the rapping of the first verse, it's just like it was good. But for me, like I feel like I'm just like a hard critic on myself, but at the same time, that was the day that like I realized, I'm like, okay, like pick up your fucking ass and just like get this shit done right and make sure that you get it better next time. And then that's what I did with Bitches Be Mad. And then when I was working on Psychomaniac, with shout out Po Visions Productions, like when I was working on Psychomaniac, I felt like I had a little bit more control, more creativity. I told, you know, like with different edit shots that I wanted to shoot, like I was able to, you know, have my input on, you know, most of it, like because I was that much more, you know, creative with it and I cared that much more about it. So it's just like it gets like that every single time for me, like anything I do.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I want to see if we what's it called? You have this song that you're gonna perform next, and if we're gonna get into that. But before, I want to see, you have all this experience in your hand and stuff. I want to see if you can give some tips to audience members, like upcoming artists or even old artists. What would be some tips for becoming a successful artist and being a confident, comfortable artist?
Being a successful artist, I mean,
everybody has their own definition of success.
Everybody has their own definition of success. But for me, I would just say don't like. I make mistakes like all the fucking time, but I'm not afraid to fail and like, you know, learn from something and like get better at it. Don't rap over your lyrics. It sounds bad.
Don't rap over your lyrics.
It sounds like you're doing some karaoke. It sounds like, you know, I had to learn that, you know. Right. I had to learn that because somebody told me, so I have to, you know, take the advice and just like pass it along because we want to hear you, the real, you know, you that's behind the person who's actually spitting. We want to hear the essence. We want to hear we want to hear the live version.
Right.
So,
definitely that.
But yeah, don't give up and don't rap over your lyrics.
Some solid advice right there. It's from BeartrixKiddo. I want to hear some music coming out of your awesome friggin' talent. Well, while I'm getting this set up, I want you to tell the camera why should we listen to BeartrixKiddo? What's so great about the kiddo? What's BeartrixKiddo about?
I mean,
what's the significance?
What's so great about me? I mean, shit. I mean, you like, if you like me, you like me. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you know, tell you all these good things about me. I have my shits, my faults. I'm not the most perfect person in the world, but if you rock with my music and you fuck with me, definitely like listen to it. You know, I'm not here to push like my music on people like, you know, who don't want to hear it or it's like not their style or anything like that. But I am here to put my music out, definitely. So like, if you fuck with it and you rock with it, it's well appreciated. Trust me. Thank you. Like, it means a lot because it's like, it's hard work. You know, it's somebody's life work, you know, and if you fuck with somebody's life work and you appreciate, you know, what other people do around you, you know, that means a lot.
All of these bitches be trash. All of these bitches be these bitches be trash. They hit so bad, they hit bad. All of these bitches be trash. All of these bitches be who? All of these bitches be trash.